So I will present globally some kind of project that I'm doing with my team, internationally and locally, in Morocco and outside Morocco. So, oh. This is my values as a designer, and you can follow me on the different social network. You can also take, if you want, the QR code to visit our websites. This is one of my last project. It's one of the oldest brand in Europe, Dome. It's a French brand. It was a royal manufacturer since Napoleon III, and they are working with several artists and designers since 140 years, and they worked with very famous people like Braque, César, Dali, and we have just presented this piece in Paris, and they are presenting actually this collection in different countries. It's about the oryx. It's the oryx of Arabia. It's a specific crystal dome, and the horns are in gold. I want to start with this because it's important to see how design can be global. We can start with this very interesting collection and going to hotels, for example. I was honor guest during the last Equipe Hotel Fair in Paris. They just started a project they called Room Studio. We was 3 international designers presenting our concept, and this concept was something new to give a new vision in hotels and how we can maybe see the new room in the future. They give us a plan that we have to respect, and with this plan I designed my suite hotel. So you can see the concept. You have look like a room inside the room, and it's also I involved some details and coming from my culture here in Morocco, the Berber and the Moorish culture, and also the African culture. So how, as a designer, it was a difficult project because we worked during 1 year to present this project in Paris. We worked with several companies, locally and internationally, for the floor, for the bed, for the bathroom, etc. And actually there is some investors contacting me to see how we can develop this project for hotels in Africa especially. And the idea of this project, it's also to give the opportunity to the investors to see that now in the hotels the standardization is something that we want to change. Standardization maybe for electronic device, for norms, for things that we cannot change, but for design sometimes when you go to Dakar or Casablanca or whatever in Africa, you go to a hotel, you feel that you are everywhere but you're not in Africa. So it's interesting to take the opportunity to involve these cultures, because there is several cultures. There is also several designers that we can mix something from Occident or other place in the world and from Africa to give a new identity for the hotels. You have the different view of the suite. It's a 54 square meter project. It's very contemporary, but you have just a little bit African and Moorish details. And we can also export this kind of project because the base it's contemporary, and we can mix this base of design with another culture. You can see the bathroom. Also, we have several partners, and one of them are here. It's Age, and they developed this prototype for us for the especially for this project. And this collection is fig, because this is the detail coming from the fig tree. I designed also this new collection with this very interesting brand from Paris. This brand was founded by André Putman in 1975. She created this brand to make the reedition of a famous international designer of the 20th centuries, like Ellen Gray and others designer. And this brand, actually, they decide to work with international designer, but we have to respect the values of the brand. So, for example, this collection, we have different fabrics on this model, but specifically this wax model was presenting for the room studio in Equipe Hotel. We will present this collection in September in Maison et Objet, and after in Milano. We are working on it. It's a global collection. Also, you have the sofas and the clubs. This is my drawings. But the most important thing that in design you have to know that it's not only to do a drawing. We work with several people, and everything is coming from a brief, and we have to involve a methodology in the project to give a design thinking for companies. Sometimes that they understand design, and sometimes they don't understand design. They think design is just to draw and to present something, but the most important thing is from the beginning we have to think what is design, what we have to do, what we can give more for this company to do better things. And especially actually in hotels, we see several new hotels, especially in Africa, not international channel hotel, but specific hotel brands in Africa. I've been in last week in several summits to make a conference, and I was surprised to see how many new hotels are coming in Africa, and African brands. So you can see the collection for Écart. This project, it's a prototype that I developed with an industrial, and actually we are signing a contract to develop this concept for a hotel. It's a global project for room and suite, and they told me to create something design, but something new, where I can involve some details coming from different culture. For example, you will see in some details some things coming from Moorish and Moroccan architecture. So you can see the suite that I designed, everything from the ceiling to the floor, the furniture, the doors, the bed. So another thing, so design, it's global, it's 360 degree, and we can do a lot of things. So this is one of my famous projects here in Morocco. I designed several urban furnitures for cities here, and this specific bus shelter, it's for the capital of Morocco, Rabat. And actually you can see this project in all the streets, in Rabat specifically, and in the two other cities, Temara and Saleh. And this project was very interesting because specifically 10 years ago in Morocco, in the cities, there is no design inside the city. There is no social design, because we can talk about social design because it's social design. It's for design for everything, but everybody. But the problem is, it was very hard in Morocco to understand to specifically for the mayors and the mayor team why design in the streets, why design for the cities, why we have to make to brand the products for cities, because this bus shelter, for example, was designed for this city, but we cannot do it for another city because he have his own identity with the special thinking about the capital of Morocco, 1,000 years of history, and there is something, there is a balance between the past and the future and the present. So how, as a designer, I have to propose something modern, but with this thing that I told you. So, oops, you can see this another view. Another project that I'm doing actually with my team. We are working on it since 2010. It will be one of the biggest projects for highways in Africa. And it's 132 meters long, in the 15 meters large, and you have 7 meters and 50 high in the left and the right, and 5 meters and 50 in the middle. It's a very big project. It will be in metal structure, so manufactured in Casablanca. 100% design locally from my office to the different engineer office and teams to work on this project. And it's also a very important investment. So you can see that we are working on different kind of design projects, and the highways of Morocco, for the first time in history, they decide to contact the designer and not a specific architect, because my work is 100% oriented design, design thinking and methodology around design. So it's another project that we have done here in Morocco. It's the first mall in Fez. I don't know if some of you know Fez, but Fez, it's one of the oldest city in the Islamic world, and it's the oldest city when Islam became in Morocco. It was founded more than 12 centuries ago, and they decided to create a mall. The name of the mall, it's Borj Fez. Borj in Arabic, it's tower, because there is several towers around the Medina, the old city. And they told me to create a global brand for this project with this mixed between the past and the present and the future. So if people can read in Arabic, they can read Borj Fez, but it's more to give something iconic and powerful as for branding. So specifically for this project, the architects are from Spain, and they have to respect the identity of Fez. So they have to respect the typical architecture of Fez, and they mixed traditional architecture and modern architecture. You can see the branding on the project, on the facade. We was talking yesterday about landscape and about global touristic project in Morocco. They start a project that they called Plan Azur, and there is several projects that they are building, like Tarazout in Agadir, and this project in the north of Morocco near Tétouan. It's a city in the north of Morocco, in the Mediterranean Sea. And this project, it's interesting because it's a place where Moroccans are going every time for vacation. And 7 years ago, they decided to give a brand and a name for this destination to create international destination. So they are expecting to to build several projects. They are actually building, for example, in Ritz-Carlton and several things, several kind of project to make this destination internationally, like Portofino and another place in Spain or Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, etc. So we will create the global branding for this area. We create also, like you have seen in the beginning, of products, and I recreate a new strategy, global branding for this international brand of surfboards. It's a Moroccan brand. This model, for example, it's a unique model that I create for a specific client, and I create just a few weeks ago the new global strategy, branding strategy of Moors, and it was very interesting to work on this on this kind of project in the world of surfboards, and we create a new strategy, new vision, the 5 continents, the cultures. And it was very interesting. You can see this design that I've done with my team about the 5 continents, the 5, the ocean, the different civilization. And you can see in the center of this work the base, the Moors, because Moors, it's Moorish, the origin of the brand Morocco. So we have different products like cups, clothes, and etc. This is one of my new project. It's a real estate premium project for one of our big company here in Morocco, and I designed for them the prototype, if I can say prototype apartment. That I design everything for them, interior from the floor to the ceiling, the doors, the kitchens, the bathrooms, and they are using those prototype. There is two apartments, one of 72 square meter and one other one of 200 square meter for clients to show them the next project. Is on 20 hectares and 1,200 apartments in 2 parts. So it's a very interesting project. Also another project that we can find also in hotels, because in hotels we have several projects in one project. So this is the Lavazza network stores in Morocco. The first one was it's for Burj Fez, the project you have seen before in Fez. This is a new concept for Lavazza store for Top Class Tendance. It's the owner of the project here in Morocco, and we was trying to involve something new for differentiation and positioning, comparing to Nespresso or other international brand here in Morocco. So this is a very interesting also project. They sell cafe, tea, and also machine, and you can also take your coffee in the store. Another interesting project we are developing actually. It's one of the major brand here in Morocco on traditional food and pastry, and they contact me to create a new experience store for airports. This one is in the airport of Rabat, and when the people are coming inside, they think it's a jewelry, and it was the idea. It's to surprise and I didn't find a word to make the pastry like a jewelry, you know, under a light, and also in the design function. People don't have the time. They have the trolley. It's before the boarding, and they don't have the time to make a choice. And the lights can help them to see the specific products, and it's also oriented very luxury, and you can see the choice of the wood, the colors, and and the light and the design of those specific details where you have the pastry. We work also for Craft of Morocco. They create this brand 7 years ago. It's a new strategy for craft in Morocco, because I don't know if you know about craft in Morocco. It's very huge, because it's 20% of the BIP economy, and it's huge techniques and very old tradition in craft in Morocco. There is several techniques, several materials you can work on it, and this is a different collection that I designed for specifically in Fez, for the Ministry of Artisanal Lighting, and all the thinking of this collection is just a part of you. Was dedicated for hotels. I designed also this collection for one of the major brands in Europe. It's in France, Brisac, and this is an outdoor fireplace. They are selling it actually in Europe and outside Europe. So I design also watches. It's one of the oldest watch brand in Europe. It's a French brand, 145 years history, because the history changed in France, but before, years ago, Geneva, that everybody know, it's actually the international platform of watches and techniques around the culture of watches. But before, it was Besançon in France. It was the second platform in the world. But what's happened during the years and connecting with the politic problems, this city is not actually still doing any manufacture of watches, but they still take caring techniques and know-how in this world, but oriented for aeronautic, aerospace, etc. So I designed this collection Lahlou for Lip. It's manufactured between Europe, between Switzerland and Asia. It's a very interesting project. Actually, they're selling this collection in several places in the world. And also Luc Besson, the famous producer, chose this watch for the movie Colombiana. And you can see on the picture Zoe Saldana taking my watch in the movie, so it's very. When I see that the first time, I was really impressed, really. So it's also a new project that we are developing actually for one of the major carpet brand in the world. It's Nodus Rug. We started this project in 2013. They worked with several international designers like the Campana brothers, Matalik Racé, etc. And I designed this very interesting collection that we present this collection in Milano and several places in Morocco also for my exhibitions in 2013 and after in 2014. And actually we are developing different colors and collections. Also we come back about the importance and what we can do in design. In landscape project, for example, this one is for the whole network of Highway of Morocco, and they contact me to develop a new graphic system for all the highway, for historical information, nature information, pictograms. It's very hard and very complicated and very technical, and there is a lot of norm that we have to respect when you're doing project like that for highways. And we worked on it during 2 years, and we create all the system with the color universe, the pictograms. Every pictogram have a color. Everything is it's a global branding, so you can see all the different things that we have designed. Also, with the idea is not to make a copy-paste of the picture of historical places when you are taking a highway, but it's to take a picture and to create a graphic system integrated in the global design system for ADM, for Highway of Morocco. You have another examples. So when you are driving in the highway, you can discover also the different places in Morocco. This is another project that I designed for Maroc Hotel. It's the major hotel fair in Morocco every 2 years. It was in 2014, and they contact me because they are partner with Equipe Hotel in Paris to design the Resto des Chefs. It's a restaurant on 350 square meter for 4 days. 150 person are eating every day, and they contact four chefs, 2 from Morocco and 2 from France, famous ones. And I decide to work on the respect of the earth and sustainability. People, when they are, imagine when people are coming inside, they was thinking it's wood, but all the furnitures are in craft. So people are in these spaces, for example, here it's craft, the table not, but all the tables when you will see are not the chair, but everything is in craft. But the people were really surprised. I'm going to eat on the table of craft. No, yes, because the craft it's very technical. They can support heavy things, and it's very interesting because you can see also the flower coming from the top. Everything it's about sustainability, about nature, and it was very interesting to do this project for 4 days. And people also the bar is in craft. The bar also in the entrance here you can see it, but behind the entrance here. This is a very interesting project also. Here in Morocco we are not in the culture of hookah or narguilé, but this international French brand contacted me in 2010 to think about a new project of hookah, of narguilé, and I designed this project now. It's become very famous. 2 weeks ago, the Victoria Albert Museum in London just bought a piece for the permanent collection. So I'm very proud to think that with this piece it's in the permanent collection of this huge museum in London, in Europe. And the thing that people think that hookah it's only for smoking, but there is some people that don't smoke, but things change, and the chief in this brand creates a new project, something about gastronomy, taste, and they are developing I don't know if you have heard about this, the aroma vapology. So you can taste different food or different kind of things coming from cuisine, and actually people they are just tasting things coming from here. You can see on France 24 television a chief doing a mix of different food to put it inside the hookahs, because this brand have a different collection coming from different brands. This is my collection, and the model is disco pipe, and this is the new way of tasting the hookah. This is also a project that I'm actually developing for La Forge de l'Aïeul. This is a brand created in 1987 by the Cost brother and Philippe Stark. And actually they are developing several collections with the international designers. And this collection will be oriented for a specific for hotels. Now there is 2 models. in this project, I have to respect the values of Laïol and all the details coming from this part of France, the Aubrac, and the culture of the Laïol. This is also a very interesting project that I developed here in Morocco. This is one of the first project in Africa around a bottle, design bottle. It's a glass bottle. I designed also the new branding of this brand. It's one of the major brand of water here in the country, and it's a global product design. We think the project we took 1 year and a half time to develop this project, to work with engineer, technical persons, because it's very technical to do a bottle, about stability, about ergonomy, about a lot of things. And it's manufactured here in Casablanca, and actually they are selling the project, and it's something very interesting to do that when you are a designer. Another project also that you can find in hotels, because this project is completely new. It's a Moroccan brand. They are very successful actually, because in the beginning they was thinking design. They was not 100% sure to work with me and my team, but they decided to work with me, and we create they have the name, but we create the brand. We create the global packaging. It's a Moroccan pastry, but in the modern way. They are doing the pastry by hand. It's traditional, but now this combination of Moroccan traditional pastry and packaging, design, branding, etc., help them to export the brand in several countries in the world. They just start 9 months ago, and every time the owner is a friend, he's contacted me. I'm very happy. The things are going very fast. I was the outsider, and now I'm becoming the new leader, because people that was there is another brand before him, and it's very interesting how we can do a strong positioning and something interesting with design to become successful, and to do a real business with design, because design is not to do just a drawing and everybody is happy. Yeah? Design is something important. The former president of IBM, GM Watson, said, good design is good business. So it's very important. We can take, for example, Samsung. It's an amazing successful worldwide, because they have a very strong strategy, branding strategy, and they have a design product. And now they are competing with the major brand in the world. So design is something very important, and in all the different projects you have seen, it's very different project, but in all those projects you have seen from the design thinking, it's something with the methodology, and trying to do the best that I can to understand to the people that they have, to sit down on a table with the designer and to talk with him. And for example, when we're deciding to do a new hotel, we have to think about to give something new experience. And for hotel, this is one of our famous Channel Hotel in Morocco. It's a Moroccan brand. The ancient brand was Riyad Mogador, and they decided to rebuild the brand with just Mogador. Mogador, this is a very famous city in Morocco. It's Essaouira, and by the old name of Essaouira, it's Mogador. This family is coming from this part of Morocco. This is one of the biggest holding in Morocco companies. And they contact me to create the new branding, but with the idea of respect of tradition, of Moroccan value, Moroccan identity, etc. So the thinking is to give something modern, but with this Moroccan identity. And you can see the M of Morocco, the M of Mogador. This detail is coming from the Andalusian architecture. You can find it in Morocco and also in the Alhambra, in Granada, and also Andalus in Spain. This is part of our heritage. And we worked on the several global branding and several colors and coming from the global branding and the specific hotels that they have and they are expecting to develop. So it was very difficult to do that. We work on it during 1 year, and just the samples that how the brand will be on the different supports, on the different in the rooms, in the different kind of on the architecture. This is a few just the samples, but because it takes time to show you everything about this project, because it's very interesting. Inside the hotels also. We are in Mazagan. We developed this project in the end of 2010, beginning 2011. They contact me to create something about design, and it was amazingly successful here in Morocco and outside, because they work with we were on the communication outside Morocco, and they told me to design pastry, but with the link of Moroccan culture. So I work on the Fez cup, and also just an idea about the teapot, because Morocco this is a country with, like other country in North Africa, of tea, and we work with the chef, the grand chef of Mazagan during this period, and the team, and we develop the concept of these two projects. They sell the project during, I think, 1 year, and until now the people are still remembering this project. People imagine they was coming with family or coming to stay in the hotel with articles on the newspaper. We want this, we want this, please, where we can buy it. And it was funny because they do a lot of communication about this. This is one of my personal project, because I'm a philanthropic person and doing a lot of projects from the promotion of design here in Morocco and outside Morocco. I'm the founder of Africa Design Award. It's an international platform, African platform for design, outside Africa and inside Africa, to do promotion of design and what's happening really in this continent. And we started this project in 2014. The final was during the New York Forum Africa in Libreville. I was invited by Hicham, and he proposed me to make the final during this huge international economic forum in Gabon. And the final was under the high patronage of the President Ali Bongo, President of Gabon. So it was an opportunity to start this project. And after that, we start the Africa Design Days. This is the physical platform of this idea. We start the project in Morocco the 19th March of this year, and then we'll be finishing from Rabat to Casablanca, and we will finish this project in the exhibition and the conference the 19th of July. So it's important that for me, I would like to take the opportunity to talk about that, because actually we are developing a lot of project infrastructure, hotels, offices, different projects, packagings, and several projects in Africa, and also in other places in the world. And you have to take the chance to take the talents of this continent, to involve them on your projects, because we have to change the mind to think that everybody is coming from outside, because inside this continent there is a lot of things to do. In the way of exchange, South-South economy, exchange between several countries, and you will be surprised how many things what's happening really in this continent. And I don't know if some of you know this very huge museum, Vitra. It's a very old design brand coming from Germany, and they have one of the major design museum in the world, and they decide to work during 2 years on the preparation of this exhibition, and they start the exhibition the 14th of March, 5 days before the Africa Design Days, and they are doing this exhibition, making Africa a continent of contemporary design, the guest honor is the continent. It's amazing. It's more than 120 artists coming from the continent. The exhibition will finish in Vitra the 13th of September, and after this is the Vitra. The architect is Frank Gehry, the famous Frank Gehry. This is one of the pieces that they have chosen for the exhibition. It's a major piece. It's something about the architecture, the objects. It's a more research and development project that they select. And after the exhibition, we'll go to the famous Guggenheim Bilbao. So imagine after that, it's also from October to February, the exhibition will be in one of the biggest museums in the world. So the importance of Africa, actually, it's not the future, it's the present. And I'm proud to be an African, to talk about what's happening in Africa, and to participate as a designer of defending the value of design in Africa and outside Africa. I'm working in design since 20 years this year, and 15 years internationally. And actually we are in this time talking and doing contract to design the project outside Morocco and also in Africa, hotels specifically. And if you have, thank you very much for your attention. This is the beautiful Guggenheim Bilbao in Spain. And thank you for your attention. If you have any question.